Ooh,
My turn.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
Fucking.
cold.
Oh, wait, was it? Damn it.
That's fucking excuse me.
Fucking excuse me. I ain't ever I'm always calling it not neat.
Neat, not.
Neat. Yeah, unneat. Oh, I'm definitely calling it unneat from now on. That is the best.
Fucking excuse me.
Fucking excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, we will repost this on Instagram right now. Actually,
Just got demonetized like 4 times.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have We have to work a little harder at getting more friends on the old YouTube. So, hey, if you're new to the program and you like it, you like podcasts that are comedy-based, drinking, Saturday nights,
all-out stupidity,
pre-games, world politics, busting balls on Pat Lynch,
Local politics,
Chicago-based,
bitching about inflation.
Oh, yeah. You're at the right spot. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on a beautiful Friday night. On a long weekend, things happen. Things change. Could have done a nice podcast at Brian's. Could have brought out the old drone, done some drone footage.
We could have done it at Joe's nice little back patio.
You guys have a drone?
I do have a drone.
Pierre does. Yeah, it's one for his birthday.
Yeah, so we're going to use that for some
outdoor podcasts?
Yep.
Very cool.
When Peter finishes this 10-mile tomorrow in 5 minutes, he's going to go to the car and bust out his...
he's going to do all the tech stuff while he's waiting for all of us to finish.
Yeah, he's going to be flying the drone. He's going to find me and Brian running. He's just going to hover over us.
Hell yeah. Oh, man, I'm so dumb at technology here. I'm trying to figure out how to just repost this so people can watch this. Let's see. Oh, let's just go to Threads. Let's see if that worked. No, definitely did not work. All right, we'll work on that after.
I like how you're talking through this whole entire
moment.
You know what? We're not live, so it'll still go up before they hear it.
Yeah. So you're right. It could happen either way.
We got tons of time.
But it could. You're right.
You never know. You
just never know. All right, we're not going to do that. I tried. Thought I could make it easy. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Oh, I got it for you.
I heard it when you played it originally.
Yeah.
I forgot I have that.
Thank you, Chris.
All
right, boys. How we doing?
Doing good.
How's the week been?
Finally off for the big holiday weekend here. Terrific.
Chris and I felt like we're the last people to get off today.
That's why I asked if you
that was not a sexual innuendo.
Oh, yeah.
Not a sexual innuendo. But we had to work till... We didn't have to work, but when you work for yourself, the time you miss only hurts yourself. So it's like, well, we worked till like 6. Like really 5:30, honestly.
I didn't do much when we came back.
I didn't either. I got one invoice out, made myself feel better. Especially I went to one of my favorite clients, so that even felt better to throw out an invoice on a Friday night.
They're going to know her until Tuesday.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, it'll be a check anyway, so I don't care. And I never know if my invoices actually get paid. No one ever tells me if they actually get paid, so I just send them out and do a little hope and pray. You know what I'm saying? Boys, it's been a good week. It's, it felt like a little bit of a slower week. Not as busy. How's the old Jabberoo coming around, Joe? Starting to feel a little more confident in what you're doing?
Yeah, I had my first official big boy meeting today to go through financials.
Oh, nice.
Because I did my first month-end close and then put out the financials and all that. And then, so I had a meeting about that. That was the only real noteworthy
thing that happened this week.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah. That's all I got for you guys. Back to you, Chris McGraw.
Yeah.
My week was pretty. We had a new intern start this week. That was a real treat.
How is the intern?
I found out that they should not allow me to train anybody.
Oh yeah,
really?
Yet. I'm very smart at what I do, but I am not the person to be training people.
Interesting. You just go too fast for them, or
no? I just here's something, work on it. You see my training style. It's like here, Joe. Here's something, work on it, figure it out. If you don't know how to do it, just let me know.
I just imagine cut to Chris is yelling at the kid "You're a fucking moron."
What
are you?
Yeah, I'm like Gordon Ramsay. Yeah. Where's the lamb sauce?
Yeah. Puts 2 pieces of bread on him. What are you? An idiot sandwich.
Yeah. Which was, nice kid. Definitely a little different than us. And I can definitely tell we're definitely much out of the younger generation. It's just how he dressed.
Oh, okay.
He literally looked like, and this is the oldest man thing I could ever say, but he honestly, every time, the 2 times I've seen him, looked like he was dressing for a flood. Like, true flood. Not like the, like, sometimes, like mine, you could see his literally ended where his socks start. And
really? I didn't pay attention.
I get that, he's probably a very hip, cool kid. It's just in my head, I'm like, I literally had to stop myself. I said, you're not a dad. This is a father joke. But I'm like, hey, Dave, where's the flood, bud? I wanted to say it. Wow. I stopped myself. Wow. I didn't want to be that guy.
Do we need to throw an extra few bucks in your check to get some pants that actually fit the length?
Oh,
because I remember
another one.
Yeah, do you remember all the old people who used to give you crap and it's like,
all the time.
I know. It's like, all right, don't be that.
Just have a growth spurt?
Yeah, some dumb
Clothes still
crap.
don't fit.
I used to, when I was at Walgreens, I used to get shenanigans because I never wore a jacket. But when you're that young, for whatever reason, you're never cold. So I would always just wear a sweater and then be like, do we need to, like, that was the same thing. Do we need to give you a raise to get a jacket? Where's your jacket, Peter?
I'll take a raise. Yes, please. Give me a raise.
I'm not going to use it to buy a jacket, but I'll take the raise.
Yep, exactly.
But now I can't leave the house without a jacket.
Peter, today on the highway probably would have turned in about, if it was like 2 degrees colder, would have had the heat blast while the windows are down.
He's got like his outfit plan, and he's like, and which sweater am I wearing?
Oh, yes. That'll be the one. Oh, yes. I literally all the time. I love a good sweater. Like, there's nothing better than a nice little sweater.
Mind you can't judge him when he's in that basement. Like, you could wear a full-on coat and still be freezing.
That's fair. Yep.
Even at the doctor's office today, I mean, I walked outside and it was just maybe like 3 degrees warmer than it was in the...
yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, give me all the heat. Like, just come on. And it's about to rain.
I have my, like, Mr. Rogers sweater that I put on when I go into the office now because it's like...
It's cold.
If I'm not wearing a long sleeve, like, button-down shirt, or if I have like a polo on that day, yeah, I'm putting on this jacket.
Is there nothing more miserable than being at the office and just like the whole time you're just like shaking because you're like freezing?
I guess with that though, the solution is you can layer up. If you're sitting in there too hot, then you have a real problem.
I've been in both situations. Unfortunately, the office building I work in, the heating and cooling has been on the fritz for about a year now.
Oof. So Pierre's been taking his pants off at the office.
Yeah, buddy.
Fucking excuse me.
Fucking excuse me. And I have posted it, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to be able to see it because I posted it today, and today is Friday, and this comes out on Monday at 7 o'clock Central. But I did post it, and I feel better about myself. Not as dumb.
What a win. What a win. I'm going to give you this, even though it's not a round of applause.
This is the best.
That's what I'm going to give you.
Never using on the rocks again. Whiskey neat versus whiskey unneat review. Fucking excuse me?
Fucking excuse me? Oh, that's tremendous. But now, so in the winter, there are times where, no joke, my hands were hurting. It was so cold.
Oh, yeah.
And then on Thursday when I was working at the office, and I had a sweater on. I had a pretty decent, like, a little bit more. I was sweating. Like, I was like it was getting a little out of control. I was like, mate, do I have to take my sweater off? That's how hot it was.
Yeah, Pierre's office, in the wintertime, is just miserably cold.
Yeah,
I don't get it. Like, I'm freezing in there. I'm wearing my hat. I'm wearing a sweater.
Yeah.
I'm pulling out my old gym sweater.
Let's get this advertisement up here for Coors Light so they know who we are.
Yeah,
want to be sponsored by.
Yeah.
Because I really wish Chris would get on Instagram one day. He will, and then it'll be over. But there's a great like whatever. I think they're not gifts. They're like more like real. I guess they're called reels, but they're like small little videos. And one of the videos was going to it's a guy looking at the brewery and looking at the board and trying to determine which one's going to taste most like Coors Light.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, oh no, I get that vibe, baby.
Yeah.
All right. So how this podcast works is we start with last week and we talk about this week. Mm-hmm. Last week we did a fun Bub City.
Yep, it was. Band recognized us.
We did dinner first, right?
Yep.
At Bub City.
Oh, you're right. So we went there for So we went there for dinner.
Got a
decent.
Table.
Not. It's you know what it is. It's vacation-y food. So like you go there on vacation, you get it. It's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, we obviously didn't like I'm sure their barbecue's a little bit better. None of us really got any of the barbecue stuff.
Fair.
I got a hamburger.
Yep.
Joe got the Nashville
chicken.
the buffalo chicken. You got a Reuben and Pat got chicken.
Yeah, I got the pastrami. Pastrami was a little fatty. Chris's burger is loose meat, like a loose meat burger, which is not my favorite. The nachos were pretty good.
I like the nachos.
I can't complain about the nachos.
Yep.
I've just never had food there and been like, oh, this is amazing. Like this pastrami was so fatty. I was like, it was missing a sauce. It was straight.
They could have put something out.
You got to throw the $1,000.
I mean, I get the sauce even on my Nashville.
Yeah.
I mean, Pierre got mustard with him. Pierre did spread the mustard on there, but like even then, like you definitely have to go heavy.
And I would have wanted. I personally, I'd rather go sweet than a mustardy on that pastrami. I thought the pastrami was salty.
I can understand where you're coming from. I know you're on that line. I'm more of like a spicy, like vinegary type mustard guy than a sweet. So I get where you're coming from.
100% honest. I was like, this is a bold move getting the pastrami sandwich at Bub City. Like, no, I would have thought like barbecue, something with hot sauce. That's like more up their alley.
The weird thing is like I figured it would have had a more smoky taste to it, considering they barbecue everything. And you're putting
smoke.
And pretty much it's just brisket that you just put like a bunch of spices on and everything. You brine it. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. Like Pierre made a great choice.
And it's only there, sorry not to cut you off, Chris, but it's only there Friday and Saturday. So I was like, oh, I'm never gonna be able to get this. And I like a little, And it would. I probably should just. And I'm glad I didn't go with just a straight burger because that would have really pissed me off. But yeah,
it's like bar restaurant food. It's better because it's downtown.
Yep.
But it's not like.
Yeah,
great.
it's not. Yeah, it's not like
It will do in a pinch. Like if you're here late or like something.
It worked out perfect for what we needed it to be.
Then we went to Bub's, so we stayed there for the real reason we went there was for South City Revival, who we have become friends with, acquaintances now. That we found out that they know us and probably are a little scared of us.
I was not very. I was scared of them. The guy's like, I wouldn't notice that guy, but he wears a different two bears, one cave hat. I'm like, oh God, get me in a car now.
Very friendly guys. They had a great set, unbelievable set. Great time dancing, lots of good drinking. Kept it to Coors Light except for one Tito's and Sprite, and goddamn did they know how to do a Tito's and Sprite there. Phenomenal.
Got a Tito's and Sprite.
Oh, so good. They really do know how to do the Tito's and Sprite there. You can't. It's just not. You think like, I can. Oh no, you can fuck it up, and they never. It's always perfect, and they got the good ice.
They got the good ice, Joe. They got the good ice.
The good glass.
Oh yeah, the glass is.
Sprite's
you know what?
Always strong.
Yep.
It's always on point.
Yep. And the Tito's. It flows. It flows. It's the perfect proportion.
And then a little dancing at Enjoy, a little dancing at Lottie's.
Enjoy wasn't super bad. I thought surprisingly that late at night, the music. I thought the music was pretty good. The choices.
It was just kind of dead.
There wasn't as many people there normally as it is, but I thought the guy was making some at least decent music choices.
There's something about Enjoy where it could be hit or miss completely randomly. Like there's no rhyme or reason. It's not a certain time of year. It's not. It's like.
It's just like whatever the guy feels like the week.
Yeah, and if there's enough people in the front, it attracts more people.
Yes,
and
that's it.
Comes in, but like it can be just.
There's no rhyme or reason, like you said.
Packed to the brim, and you're like, "What's going on? What's different?" Well, it's the same DJ. Yeah. Like what?
I think it's just honestly, I think it's the younger generation hasn't picked up where we left off. Yeah. So when it's busy, it's when our generation's still out and about and just packs it because everybody still has great.
Great memories. And then if the DJ's playing the right type of music, people.
That's on fire.
You're just going. People are going to forget about it and just have fun.
We got recognized.
Oh, at Lottie's, but hey, let's not finish.
Oh, okay.
Again, we had another issue. Well, I had another issue at Enjoy, and I swear, I feel like we don't really do anything we're not. Yeah, so I go to the bathroom, and guys want to do fucking a little nose candy.
Oh, the bug of sugar.
So I'm not even kidding you. I go to pee. Dude walks in with me, and I'm like, "What in the hell are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, you're good." And I'm like, "Whatever, dude. I gotta pee." And he was just doing drugs while I peed in the stall, and he was doing nose candy.
Wow,
dude, his buddy looked at me. We were having a lollipop, and he said a profanity to me, and I'm like, "Dude." I looked at him and I'm like,
wait, hold on, pause.
I had a sucker.
You had a sucker?
When I was
walking, he had no candy.
No real candy.
He had the booger sugar.
He had the booger sugar. Okay, so you were sucking on your lollipop.
I'm walking out of the bathroom, and his other buddy came up, and he was yacked out, drunk as shit, looking at me, and he's like, only certain individuals suck lollipops, and I was just like, bro, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I should just knock you out and we'll just do the world a favor. And I just like, you have a good night, buddy. Just kept walking on. I don't got nothing to say to you.
Yeah.
I got no time for that bullshit.
Yeah. You don't need to waste any time.
No,
with that.
exactly. And it's like, but again, it's, why do we have to have issues? Like, and all, dude, I cannot believe, I get it, but it's crazy to me when we were, 25, 21 to 30, or it was just, it wasn't in our group, but cocaine, I didn't think it was a big deal. I think in the last couple of years, cocaine is back to almost.
It definitely hit a lull during, or it felt like it hit a lull during all the fentanyl stuff.
Well, yeah. Oh, I still think that's a big issue.
I don't think it's not a big issue.
I don't think it's as big of an issue anymore. I think, yeah.
Is that it's not, if there may be the same number of deaths. I don't know.
There could be. I thought I'd heard or seen something where like fentanyl, like people were getting like, they were going back, like cocaine was getting back in because they were doing better job of like testing it, like making sure that there wasn't and stuff like. But I'm not sure. Maybe I misheard that, or
because it seems like bad business if you're gonna kill your drug users.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
but
can't, yeah.
But the reason they do the fentanyl is to make it more addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because cocaine is not as addictive as without the fentanyl in it. That's maybe what I heard too. Was like they may be pulling that back a little bit, but it's still there because it wouldn't be as addictive. Like you wouldn't need it as much.
Yeah.
Or you wouldn't crave it as much.
So glad none of us have ever gotten into that shenanigans. Yeah, no, thank you. But then again, I just think
Conrad was the one who told us that he accidentally got a cocaine shooter or something, right?
Yeah, in his tequila. We'll maybe blur that name.
Oh, he swallowed it, or ingested it, like somebody put it in his stuff.
I think that was it. When we were down in Florida, he was telling us that story.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is what, it is what it is. That people doing drugs is kind of the old synopsis out there these days, and you see it a lot more. People in the bathrooms doing a lot of it, and I think it's just more prevalent. A lot of people think I've also heard that you can occasionally do cocaine. It's not, and it doesn't cause. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Seems like it. It could be. I don't know
something. Anything that you put up your nose that gets that close to your brain, it's got to do something.
But then again, if you don't, I guess a lot of these guys only do it when they're drinking.
I asked. I was out with someone.
I feel like that's how it starts. So like it's like cigarettes. Like I only smoke when I'm drinking, and then like you start craving a cigarette like outside of like that, and then it goes from there and just it blooms from that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I was on a work trip at a previous company, and somebody said that they like to do coke occasionally, and I was like, how do you find it? Like where she and the person was like, they're like, you somehow put out this energy and it just finds you. Like it just happens. I'm like, so that just means it's everywhere.
Yep.
And she's like, yeah. And I was just like, that blows my mind. Like,
yeah, it's just everywhere. You just gotta go looking for it.
No, it's honestly that's sorry not to cut you off, but that I forget where I read this, but like I think it was actually on a podcast too, Joe, that I heard this, where like a guy's like, I wouldn't even know where to go, and he's like, you just say you want this, and it literally finds you.
Yeah, and I guess I'm thinking now back the number of times we walk downtown. You want coke? You want coke? Like it is there.
But sometimes it's like you
register.
Yeah, sometimes you're just blurring it out. Like you're just like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm just want to get to my destination. I'm not dealing with you. I'm not listening to you, and you just block it out.
Yeah, and depending on how drunk you are, people are going to look at you differently and say if
That's also true. Yeah.
But yeah, overall, and then Sunday had a nice little graduation party into Lauren's dad's birthday party. So Sunday was like it's kind of tough getting up. Actually, it wasn't that bad. I cannot sleep past 10:30 on a. It's not going to happen anymore. And so we were up. We went, took Lauren for a run to kind of get her ready for today. Chris and I played pickleball with Pat.
For like 2 hours.
I meant to I got to get on this pickleball thing. Now that I got Megan's birthday out of the way, pickleball's the next step. Even if it's for the fall or something. So
we can forfeit for the first 4 weeks.
Yes, exactly. So pickleball with Katrina and Pat. And Pat's not gonna like this, but I spanked Pat's booty. I put him down 11-0.
Wow.
Tremendous. I know Pat went home and was swinging that pedal
probably practicing
against the fence or against the garage.
Jump against the wall.
Oh yeah, just the whole time.
Yeah, just like.
But to his defense, honestly, since he's not here, it's just literally me and Chris have played every Sunday for the last 3 weeks.
Oh,
so
nice,
you start to get a little bit of a notion, like a little bit of a rhythm, like with volleyball.
Yeah, the motor mechanics down and all that. Yep.
Yeah. The other thing is, I like when we have the mics in our hands versus the stands. Like the stands that we have,
because you can bring the microphone up to your face.
Well, but everybody's talking into it. I swear to God, this is how Pat does it. Pat has it right here, and Pat will talk over here the whole time. We'll be like, "Hey."
Pat will also. Sorry, is this the background?
Yeah,
Pat part of the podcast. But Pat will do this. He'll be like, yeah. So I was.
Oh yes.
I was doing, and you're like, just put it here.
My favorite's like when.
Why doesn't he? I don't get. So, and I'm sorry. I know this is shit on Pat time, but what I don't get is why don't you go to the just talk to the mic every time? Me and Chris, we always go right to the mic to talk. He
also likes to do this. Like he'll be like this, like the microphone will be like this, and he'll be like, "Yeah, guys, yeah, that's great." And you see Pierre like talking to Mike.
He had some like great points last week on the podcast, and I'm listening because I was cooking dinner on Wednesday night for Lauren and I
He's just a soft talker, Peter.
I love to put the podcast on the YouTubies, on the TV, let it go. Patches will watch from the TV. Mm-hmm. It's great for cooking, and there will be times where it's like Chris, you and me are like having a great conversation, and it just goes blank, and you're like, "What's going on?" And you're like, "Pat." It's always Pat, and I just want to be like, I just literally want to call him and be like, "If you don't figure out my mic and start putting it in your face, I'm gonna do something to you."
You're gonna have to get rid of the stand. You're gonna have to get rid of.
Okay,
Pat's
I feel better
stand.
that I got that out there.
Pat, Pierre's gonna wrangle your neck next time.
Okay, so let's get into what topics I've got for you. Oh, this is a good one. I like this. All three of us plus Pat are guys who I wouldn't call us flashy, and I think we use our anything that we buy we kind of use till its useful life.
Yep.
And
sometimes past its useful life.
Oh yeah.
I have a pair of shoes. I have a couple pairs of shoes up on that rack over there that you want no part of right now.
I had a cell phone that I literally had to delete pretty much everything except for text messages.
Yeah, nice.
This just happened today. I was putting on, because I was getting my stuff ready for the race. And so I grabbed some compression shorts, put those on. Big old hole in the bottom. I was like, all right, yeah, just put them in the trash.
We got one more run, baby. And you're going in the trash.
and then Joe's moose knuckling it the whole way around. Yeah. And he's got windburn on his old
it's just gonna
clackers.
Bad, yeah.
Those guys pendulous are those? What are those, Daddy? Those are pendulous nads, son.
Is that a tumor? No.
Those are balls.
It's a single nut.
It's not a tumor. Joe screaming all the way down.
Daddy, look at his balls. They're out.
It's pinching it. Ow.
Oh, that'll get arrested in most states these days.
Yeah.
But so, guess what the average age of a U.S. car on the road is right now?
Average age?
Yep.
I'm going to go with 8. For some reason, I feel like it's going to be a low number.
I would go.
Also, that Coors Light.
4.
Tastes so good.
I'd say like 4. Maybe. I'd say, 4. I'm somewhere between like 4 and 6.
12 and a half years.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Average age of a car on the road right now.
I thought.
One of our cars is at that stage. The Mercury.
It's 15. Or going to be 15.
14. It's 14. Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense, but I feel like I see so many new. Maybe because
do you think so too? I think so too.
But if you take the average of our 2 cars, you get to 12 and a half. Or 12. You got 10
I thought
14.
the same thing, Joe. And this is a new study, but it's people are holding on to their cars longer. They're doing the maintenance. They're keeping them longer because no one wants a car payment.
It's also like some of these cars are getting so complicated to fix that you're like, if my car shits the bed.
Oh yeah.
I've had my car and I'm gonna run that fucking thing into the ground. But if my car shits the bed, I may buy like a 1990s, early 2000s, something that's kind of like in between, just so that it's all that like tech stuff is not, flooding everything in the car, where if something happens with the car, I can fix it.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
That makes sense.
But I thought that was crazy because, like Joe said, I always feel like I see new cars. But then here's the thing though, is it people who have really, 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 really old cars, and then you're taking the average with people who are buying new cars all the time.
Well, the other question is like, are you taking like cars that are like remakes? Like, you know how Fast and Loud did like 65 Chevys, but they're putting all new stuff in it. Like, are you taking... That's pretty much a brand new car that was built in 2018, but the year is a 65.
I gotta imagine the segment on that's not that high, but
I was gonna say,
but I mean, the segment's not that high, but I mean, you still got those cars on the road.
I bet you a lot of 2010s are out there.
We're also in Chicago in the city. Like, I'm sure it's a wealthier area, or like a wealthier part of the U.S. So I imagine people are maybe switching through cars more. Where if you visit different parts of America, they still have their 1970, Dodge.
Yeah, they've got their pickup trucks that are just they have like 500,000 miles. They probably run better than any other car.
When I went to Sonoma, like none of the wineries had like the new 2020 Dodge, 2024 Dodge. It was like a 1970s old beater that's just been maintained, and it fucking runs into the ground, and they run it all over those like farm areas.
Yeah. So Joe, you had a really old car for a long time until you got this one. What mileage did you have on it?
Oh, on the
old
Caddy, baby.
Yeah.
Caddy's seen some things.
I
heard some things, felt some things.
I think it was at the most 60,000 miles.
Oh, that's not bad.
It was a 1995 Cadillac DeVille.
It's a beautiful car.
Yeah, I still regret selling that.
You can ride in luxury, baby.
Oh, dude, I remember the first time me and Joe did volleyball. Joe was nice enough to drive me a couple times. It was literally like sitting on a cloud.
It was.
Yeah.
And you felt like you had like literally two spots pretty much. Like me and Joe were never near each other.
The front and the back were bench seats
all
the way across.
It was glorious.
Yeah.
I remember, it's funny, when I was 16, I was looking at cars and I was trying to buy Cadillac DeVille was one of the cars that I tried to.
It is. I don't have any regrets, but I do. I'm like, man, I should have just kept that car, even though I wasn't going to use. I should have just held on to it.
Like, put it in a little storage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at that age,
you don't think about it. Yeah, I wouldn't want my Ford Escort back.
No. We'd have to. At this stage, we'd probably have to take the front seat out and drive from the back seat. No telescopic steering in that bad boy, Joe.
I also had a 1992 or 93 Geo Prism, something like that.
Oh God,
that was my very first car.
Good Lord, did your parents buy that, or how did that?
It belonged to my aunt. She's like, I've had this for years. I don't want it anymore. Will you buy it? And I was like, yes,
sure,
please. I'll take any car. Please. Yeah.
And then, for me and Chris, we had so last Sunday when we were talking, Lauren's dad told us that he had, after 10 years, has bought a new car, bought a new Sonata. And Lauren's like, you should tell him about your Sonata experience. So I told him, his mouth was literally like, had no idea.
Of course.
You know why, though? Because he had to go to he's had Sonatas for a while. That's his brand. Okay. He had to go get the Sonata, his one that he has now that's 10 years old. He had to go get an oil change with the Sonata to see if there was metal shavings in the oil change still.
Oh God.
So they still
he had it too.
But his oil change his engine was fine.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
He's like, when we were leaving, he's like, well, when you test drive the new Sonata with me, I promise it won't blow up on you. And I'm like,
I ain't going with you, baby. There's too much PTSD, baby.
You got me once almost.
No, thank you.
It got me once. It's good. If it feels me, even in his presence, it's gonna get me again. It's gonna get me this time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, Joe. That was one of my favorite cars that we had. It was, even though it was a little, literally, you fell into the car. You didn't sit in the car. You fell into it. It was wide. The gas mileage was amazing.
Yeah.
No one ever felt like stuck or like you were roomy as shit. Trunk room for days.
It ran like a gem.
Oh, and it flew.
I saw a thing. It's like, you know what older people are getting? They're getting Buicks because they're built like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because
big, roomy. They have a decent engine on them with some pickup, and then you just get luxury. You're just cruising. We
saw when we were down. Oh, you were with us when we were in Fort Myers Beach. We saw that old Buick or Lincoln that was parked on the street, like a 70s one. That thing was a boat.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I would have killed, that car looked great.
You know what? I want to get, I would love to, I'm never going to spend the money on it, but the Lincoln has a new hybrid that looks, does it look sexy?
Lincoln puts out some nice
cars. I love the Lincoln we have. Perfect. Nice amount of height. The problem is it's 2 wheels. You got to go full. You got to go all
get the
wheel.
four
That's the
wheel.
only bummer about
Not in
that,
this city. But yeah, so me and Chris we had 100,000 on that before it blew up on us. The Mercury just hit 112, and the Sonata's at 190.
Yeah,
Or not the Sonata,
buddy.
the
Subaru.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're doing our part in America.
You guys put your mileage on your cars.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we do.
For sure.
Let's see
We
here.
get the money's worth, baby.
Yes.
There is a ton of good topics on. I'm not going to think about it. I should have written these down. I never write them down. I always think, oh, my brain's too smart. I'll never forget it. But there was a article that I read today that I'm trying to think about now. I actually read some of these wedding things that people send out. Here's a few things actually. One is this wedding list that like kind of rules of the wedding. That
I would like to hear these rules of the wedding.
I don't know them all, but like I knew one of them was like you're not don't get in the way of the photographer. You're not like just enjoy the moment. This let him do his job.
These are rules for you and Lauren.
Like no. I'm sorry for that these a bride and groom sent to their wedding guest.
Oh, these are rules that they sent.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And some of the rules were like, all right, like black tie means black tie. Like, don't wear white. Like, kind of like I get it too. Maybe they've just seen a lot of things and people are just idiots and need this. But at the same time, it comes off like because like you're seeing this and you're like, no. Like Sarah's mom was a little like crazy with like all the like itinerary that she gave us, and you're like, oh my god, this seems like a bigger job than it really is. And like when you get something like that from the wedding groom, you're like the wedding groom, you're like, all right, man, I just want to go here. We're celebrating you. Like, don't make it I get it's your day, but also like, don't set a tone where it's like this is end all be all. And, but then I thought about it. What would I want to put on a list like that? And,
Peter, I like how Peter's like dogging. He's like, but
if I could
had my own.
Pierre's list is like, if you don't have 4 Coors Lights down by noon or like 11 o'clock.
Oh yeah. My
shot
wedding,
time.
Yeah.
Pierre's would be more like just like getting like drinking wise, like screwing with people.
Peter's like breath is highly flammable on
Yeah.
he says I do.
I thought about that. Like, but no, I'm going to try. It sucks because like, it's great that, it's going to be my wedding. It's going to be time, but then it's like, I can't like when you're in the bridal party and it's not your day.
Oh yeah.
It's all about just getting shit wasted.
Yep.
And, I guess that's not really kind of the thing to do. When you're actually getting married, you probably want to remember a little bit of it, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe no, not really.
I don't remember getting like shit wasted at anybody's wedding. Like Joe's, we didn't do. I mean, we drank, but we didn't get like super.
There's like
crazy.
There's like a point where you have to be good, and then you can just let it go.
Yeah.
And that's what all weddings are. Like it until like once the dinner starts, everything's done. You could just start ripping them. You know what I mean?
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Because like Pat's, even like in the bridal party, like Pat's. I mean, we had a few drinks beforehand. I mean, we took forever to like get to their wedding ceremony. We did they took like 8 pictures of us, and they're like, we're done with you guys.
Yeah.
So we're just like roaming around, finding beers to drink.
Well, at that point too, we're done. Like we could start drinking, and that's what we did.
Yeah,
so
exactly. But I mean, like none of us were going like none of us were going like hard in the paint. Like Uncle Tom, who apparently had like 18 drinks before he got into the hotel. Yeah. But I mean,
okay, so I got a couple. So the only rule. I think honestly the only rule I think I would have is anything to do with the music. Don't bug the DJ. That's
fair.
The only thing I want is the music. Everything else, do your thing, have fun. Don't be on the dance floor. Be on the dance floor. I don't care. So
no request to the DJ.
Just leave the DJ alone. And if you don't like country music, I'm sorry. Grab a Coors Light. There's a patio. I'm gonna bug
the DJ for one song and one song only.
That's
Lips of an Angel. And if he doesn't play it, I'll be like, I got $50. Lips of an Angel.
The other thing is, don't judge. Like, you're gonna see some things tonight. These boys, we're about to get down and dirty on the dance floor.
Yeah, what your like idea of us is just gonna go out the window.
So don't get nervous about that. But that's it. And everything else is like, I don't care if you wear white, but maybe Lauren will. I don't care.
I've seen like some things online.
I don't care if you take pictures the whole time. If you're on your phone the whole time, my enjoyment or the ceremony with me and Lauren has nothing to do with anybody else out there.
Me and George are just gonna be sitting behind you talking, having a conversation.
You don't like the food? All right, cool. I'm sorry.
But I've seen some stuff.
The other thing is, make sure you bring a goddamn gift. Some of the people I heard that didn't give Pat a gift makes me quite not happy.
That's fair.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've read some things where like, like one lady wore like they had like a wedding invitation. In the wedding invitation, they're like, we're gonna do it outdoors, wear earth tones. And she wore like a gold, like kind of gold dress. And the bride had a conniption about her wearing a gold dress, thinking like she was the prize or something, or she was the gold medal. It's like, you told us what to wear, and like I'd sent the picture to you beforehand. And you said it was,
see, that's silly.
And then the other one is like,
that's
people putting in their invitations like don't intend unless you plan on giving a gift of like X amount, and it's like,
yeah, that's not good either. You can't whatever financial situation, but
Yeah.
at least give something.
No, I agree that you should at least pay for your plate.
Yeah,
but you should not be like, hey, you need to pay $300 or
no, yeah, that's silly. Also, if you financially can't afford the plate, just Google what's the plate worth. If you can't afford to go, I'm sorry, but then just be respectful and say, so somebody else isn't paying for dinner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just be respectful.
Or I mean, like, even if you can't pay for it, be like, hey, here's some here's something. Like, I know that this.
You also have a year, so maybe save up. Like, not you have a year after the wedding to send.
I mean, like, maybe put in the card, like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm a little strapped for cash.
Yeah. You don't have to say that, but
but I mean, like, you could at least like put it in the card to somebody, be like, hey, I'm.
I'll send you.
Because then they
checks in the mail.
Yeah, exactly. Something. Like that.
Yeah.
Here's a post-dated check. Don't cash it until 2025.
Here's the thing. I heard this is so crazy. The people are so weird to me. So at the doctor's office, I literally, if I don't have my headphones in, I want to cry when I'm at this doctor's office. But I heard a conversation today. The lady was having an interview. And the nicest thing, this lady, so everybody else, not that they have to introduce me. I have been there for a little bit. But most people, when they walk around, there's a new person, they're nice enough to say, hey, this is our accountant, Peter. She walks by, oh, he's just the accountant. And I was just like, oh, that's kind of mean.
Oh, wow.
He's just the accountant. This peasant. Don't bother with this peasant.
But she was talking about 3 people had set up interviews and just no-showed.
Whoa.
No-showed interviews.
Can you imagine that?
I've been reading up a lot on like interview stuff, especially because of the change in jobs and stuff. But like, it's really interesting about the dynamic, like where there's this like weird dynamic that I don't know, like people interview so differently now. Both companies and the people that are interviewing, they're just like, man, fuck it, I don't care. Like some people have no shits to give. Whatsoever.
I get that some.
I don't know how you can have that level of confidence.
No. Oh, I know.
I'd be like, I need a job.
Oh,
I need a job.
And then I thought about maybe it's for unemployment. Like
I mean,
they show they got an interview and it's just unemployment stuff. But like in my head, I'm like, I could just never not show. I would feel so bad about the person.
I wouldn't apply for like a job if I wasn't interested or I wasn't going to show it. Just like,
or I would just be polite and say, hey, sorry, I got a job. Or I'm sorry, hey, I'm not going to be there.
Yeah.
So you're not wasting this person's time.
Yeah.
But it's the entitlement.
I mean, I had that when I was at Corvus, when me and Dave would interview for positions. We've had people no show and be like, I'd leave like the office. Like at one time we were at like 2 different offices. So like I'd leave an office, go back and hang out with Dave. And it's like an hour and I just wasted an hour. I don't have a computer. I can't work on anything. Yeah. And I'm waiting for somebody to show up. Now I just wasted time.
Yeah.
Where I could have been doing something, being productive.
Yeah, it's silliness. But again, and then here's another one. Me and Chris, a guy, literally traffic.
Oh, that was good.
Traffic is insane these days.
Oh, I feel like people are driving like morons.
Dude, and like aggressively stupid.
Yes.
So we're, Thursday night, we're trying to get home, or no, Wednesday night. We're no rush. Just going home at a normal time, taking a left. A guy just doesn't even stop at a stop sign.
We're over by Higgins and like, I think it's like Oriole or Overhill.
So right before
we go over the 90 to get back onto Higgins, going down to Harlem.
The Harlem exit, pretty much. Yeah. But if you can't do Harlem exit, you do the Cumberland North. You come through in Chicago, ladies and gentlemen. And a guy just literally blew the stop sign, took a right. And that just in my head, like I didn't scream anything. I just
didn't say anything.
Like I'm just like,
Pierre puts his hands up, like, what is that?
Like, how are you're gonna slam into somebody? And he screams out, he's like, what N-word? White guy.
To Peter, white guy.
I'm just laughing my head off. I'm like, you're literally, these are the people, like Chris says, sometimes you wish there was a rule, there's like a test to be able
to procreate. Because,
he's a person that just needs to be wiped off the face of the world.
Oh my God. That's so ridiculous.
Over, dude just blew a stop sign. I didn't say anything. I was just like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing?
You're
going to hurt somebody.
You're in the wrong. Then you go race it. It's just like you completely screwed all that up. Just
second thing on traffic. Lauren and I Sunday had a nice time going again to the places on our way to the graduation party. No joke, a pickup. I saw this pickup 700 miles away. What he was trying to do. He gets on, goes this lane. I'm in this lane. Tries to come in and merge onto me. Honk on the horn. I'm like, and I literally, before he even, I knew what he was going to do. He wasn't looking at anybody. Going to get in my lane.
It's the Family Guy skit with the Asian lady.
Yeah.
Like, let me cut across 8 lanes without signaling. Whoop.
Yep.
So I was like, great, way to go, bud. Trying to kill me here. So I honk, and he doesn't even look at me. He does a little spin. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come up next to him. So I go around, hit it about 80. Lauren's literally freaking out. And I get up to him and I just kind of give him the little look. Like, you fucked up. I'm going to make sure you fucked up. Also try not to get shot, but make sure you fucked up. On the way to Lauren's dad's,
same pickup truck.
No, different.
I know, right? Yeah.
Different car. Literally. Guy had to move into the shoulder because the dude just came over. I'm just like, people are like, Lauren's like, what is going on? I'm like, this is how bad driving is right now. You got to be so careful.
You got to be so defensive when you're driving.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Crazy. So now, ladies and gentlemen, now we'll throw a little fun things out here. I'm gonna make it feel good. Little joke skis. This is not really that jokey, but this is insane to me actually.
Not that jokey, Joe.
A couple, maybe like 25 podcasts ago, we talked about the orcas.
I was thinking the ships. Yeah, they did it again. I saw an article about it.
Do you know what the main theory is?
No.
They're trying to come back on land and take over the land people.
They are teenagers who are bored.
Oh, get out.
And
so they're adolescent whales that are bored
and so they, which is crazy to think about this.
Back
but
in our day, we didn't fuck with boats.
So they, in a vast sea that they're in, not a lot to do. There's not a lot of like interactions for them. So what they theorize is one orca like knocked off because they go after the mortars.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So body slammed the mortar off and then took pieces off of it. And they've seen orcas playing with the pieces because now it's an interaction for them.
It's a toy. It's kind of like what they do with seals when they catch them sometimes. You see them toss them in the air and stuff like that.
And it's a fad. So one does it, they all want to do it, and so now they're all kind of playing around, and it's just interaction.
Is the Pokemon cards of
orcas.
Yeah.
And
gotta catch that motor fan.
Why this is happening is so
motor in. There's a bunch of orcas like coming around. Where's the boat? Where's the boat? Motor in.
And so why this is happening is their main in that sea. So this only happens in the spring and the summer, and then in the fall and the winter because they're not in the same spots anymore. And why this is happening is back in like just 10, 15 years ago, the bluefin tuna that what they mainly eat in that sea was like super endangered. And now, like they put it on the endangered list, come back with warmer weather. It has been able to breed better. It's plentiful, so the fish or the orcas don't have to attack each fish that they see. They got time, like they got.
So they have more time to just chill out.
So they just have idle time, and
their idle time's destroying people's boats and playing with their motors.
Yeah, just playing around. And the craziest part, that's crazy enough. And if that's theory's right, that's kind of, and they don't think it's revenge at all because there's never been any, like orcas don't think it's revenge. They just don't have that in their system.
Yep.
And, but this has been seen, orcas go through fads, like humans go through fads.
So this is getting like picked up in other spots too.
Yeah. There was a fad in the late 80s, early 90s where orcas wore dead salmon on their top of their heads.
Very interesting.
Wow.
And but it was so one did it, and then they all started doing it, and as soon as it came in, it went out of, and you could see these orcas run like around with orcas on their head.
Somebody needs to smack these orcas around. somebody go cut him. Somebody go cut Grandpa Orca a switch so he can whoop some ass.
I saw a great joke that was like, if these orcas were anything like how we treat our other initial threats, this would be a terrorist organization, and we would tell them that we are not releasing the prisoners. And then they showed a picture of SeaWorld. All the orcas said, I was like, shit, that's really, really cool.
Did you guys hear that Antonio Brown went bankrupt?
Did not hear that.
Claimed bankruptcy today.
Oh, what a bummer.
He made $80 million.
Whoa.
In the NFL. So take out 50% for taxes. So he's at $40 million.
And take out what?
10% for
your agent
and everything. So you're down to probably like, let's say, in reality,
roughly about 40 million.
30?
No,
45.
No, 35. Because
you said 50% to taxes. So 10% from there is
5 million. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm thinking 40. I went to 40 right away.
Yeah, so somewhere between like 40 and 45. I mean, I rounded down to 40.
Yeah, so he had about $40 million and he's bankrupt.
That's crazy, dude.
He got, and then they just kind of went through all his lawsuits and stuff. It's like, oh my God, he's got I think he's got $35,000 in cash.
Did you guys hear about P. Diddy? His video coming out?
No, I did not hear. I've heard some stuff about like
the Cassidy video in the hotel.
Yeah,
dude.
Holy shit! He's like, and he owns up to it, but it's like everybody's like, oh, he's owning up, but it's like, yeah, where was he when this video came out? He's like, there's no proof this never actually happened. He's like straight up lying.
Well, and where he owned it up in the video, it seems pretty non-extradition type of area.
Yeah, he can't be charged. He can't be charged for this video. So he's like, what I did was deplorable. But at the time when there was a lawsuit going on, he said he didn't do it, and then he paid him off, and they never. It's like where they don't.
Well, no, he immediately paid the hotel $50,000 for the video.
Yep.
And so then
for what?
For the video.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Sorry. So this
P. Diddy's in a lot of trouble right now.
I know P. Diddy's in a lot of trouble. I heard like a story where like there was some rapper that was in his like rap studio at his house and got shot, and they told him to take him out to the front and said he got like there was some weird story about that I read.
I didn't hear about that, but I know he just got raided by the FBI. But
this
is separate
drugs
from
and
that. And so the video that just came out or was released was this woman that he was with. It comes out of the hotel room, runs down the hallway. She's in like this big old hoodie, just kind of like
trying to get away.
Yeah, and so
racing to get away
at the elevator, and then P. Diddy sees her at the elevator. Or P. Diddy comes out. Now P. Diddy's in a towel. That's all he's got on. And he pulls her by like the hoodie, rips her down, and just starts beating the shit out of her.
So he's going all Ray Rice on her.
Oh, boy.
Worse than Ray Rice. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Drags her back to the hotel.
Yep.
Oh, God.
And he apologizes through a video, and a video is in a very tropical place that seems probably not going to have extradition, because that mother is never coming back to the United States.
Dude.
Because he is in a lot of trouble.
That's what I heard.
You know who else is in trouble? You guys remember Sean Kingston?
Yeah. Damn all these that guy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that okay.
Guy.
Yeah.
Him and his mother are like a team of fraudsters. His mother went to jail for like 2 years for fraud, like in the early 2000s. They just got caught again for some stuff.
Oh,
the big thing right now is he had this $150,000 TV like setup put up in his house, put down $30,000, and told him and Bieber would do a bunch of commercials. Bieber hasn't spoken to Kingston since the video, and so the FBI raided his place, and him and his mom got arrested. And I don't know if he's got arrested yet though, but his mom definitely did. His mom's definitely a fraudster.
Wow.
Did you hear about Glenn Big Baby Davis? He
got
arrested for fraud in the NBA retirement or like health thing, and he got like 2 years or something.
Yeah, he's going to jail for 2 years.
Well, I don't know what this is about.
There's a basketball player. He frauded the NBA
out of COVID money.
Yeah, like COVID health insurance money.
Dude how much money do you think he made? Like he had to make at least 20 or 30 million, right?
He had, but like him. It wasn't just him. It was like there was like 12, like 30 other guys that old players that frauded him out of it.
Claim to get this isn't like PPE money where you
kind of that deal.
It was something along the lines with that. Yeah,
NBA?
But it was through like the NBA. Yeah, he frauded the NBA out of the money.
How insane is that? How silly and dumb.
People are selfish, dude.
It's instead of cutting your spending and pulling back and opening
Yeah.
and figuring out your financial situation now.
Yeah.
You're like, I gotta keep this lifestyle going. I gotta fraud somebody out of money and keep my lifestyle going instead of
go down, only up.
Yeah, well, I won't go into that story, but did you guys hear about the City Winery? There's two stories. So recently in Chicago,
the one that we heard about on the radio.
There's a couple stories in Chicago. One was last week at the Italy. There was a fight between coworkers, and a gun. The coworker pulled out a gun, and the other two coworkers got the gun away from him. Nobody got charged in that at all. They just because the gun.
Nobody got charged.
Nobody got charged.
I heard that the coworker who had the gun shot himself or something.
No, he got beat up by the two guys.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah. And so they were like, "Well, this idiot got beat up for." So thank God nobody got hurt in that one. City Winery, there was a fight between coworkers. Dude stabbed the coworker 8 times, killed him.
Did you hear about the thing that happened out in Elmhurst on like Wednesday or Thursday? The Portillo's over there, Peter.
No.
That one that we sometimes pass on Route 83. They were having a cleaning crew at 5:30 in the morning. 2 ladies and some guy were on a cleaning crew, and the guy was dating one of the ladies on the cleaning crew. Absolutely went batshit crazy, started beating her and like grabbed a knife and tried like stabbing her. 2 got away and flagged down some motorists. Called the cops. They had like a SWAT situation where like the guy wouldn't like come out or anything like that.
Jesus Christ!
But apparently he'd hurt himself like trying to stab her, and I think stabbed himself and had to have like paramedics come out. And they stretchered him away and like arrested him and everything. Jesus. But that, I mean, like they shut down that whole entire mall over. Like there's like a shopping center there. They shut that all down.
Yep.
And they shut the Portillo's down. I think the Portillo's reopened a little bit later, and so did the shopping center.
Oh,
but
I heard about the mall shutting down. I didn't know what the event was, but I had heard about that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Well, but that was great news, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to end this beautiful podcast on some feel good stories.
Fucking excuse me.
Astronaut training pays off. At 90, Ed Dwight finally reaches space, making history as oldest to ever do it.
Did he actually get up into space, or did like the 0G thing, like where you get up into like?
No, I think he
actually got out of Earth's atmosphere.
One of the ones like
SpaceX type deal.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Like that. Yep.
Tiny Indian Ocean island shows how quickly seabirds recover when invasive predators are removed. That's always nice.
That's nice to hear.
Let's see here. Ooh, scientists grow micro diamonds from scratch in 15 minutes. Thanks to groundbreaking new process, which is great because maybe they'll get rid of all the blood diamonds. I think the blood diamonds are gonna. I think diamonds are.
They're kind of going way by. It's all about Bitcoin now.
I had a real conversation about Bitcoin there. Oh, dude, they're all about the. We talked about this in the podcast. Now that they've gotten great internet, a lot of those scammers are now from Africa.
Yep,
taking over India. This is gonna be Joe's son's gonna bring him back a. Grandson surprised his grandpa by restoring 1954 pickup sitting broken for 40 years. I never thought I'd live to see that.
Instead of a 1954 pickup, Joe's going to get a 1995 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, black bench seats, baby.
Hey, buddy.
Still gets that 7 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, absolute tank.
A Canadian farmer had millions of surplus potatoes and worked overtime to give them all away.
Oh, Joe, he could have called.
Joe's like, what?
Yeah, Joe's like, you could have.
Where was my call?
You could have made one phone call, and I could have made that surplus go away.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Between the Keneally clan.
Here's what I can do for you.
This is crazy. Do you think you guys could? Do you guys think you could do this? My baby's still in the house. Hero stranger dives into burning home twice to save Ohio baby.
Twice.
What
happened the first time? You did not get it?
Man needed to get some air.
That's wild.
I don't know if I'd run into a burning building.
I mean,
I would like to say yes, I would, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends on how far gone it is.
Yep.
Helicopter herder follows a dog's track from air to make miracle rescue.
That's wow, cool. That's kind of interesting.
All right, we'll just do a couple more here. Extremely elaborate 2,200-year-old tomb discovered that may have belonged to a king. Most complex structure of its kind. And there's like pictures and stuff. And it's crazy. Like it looks like it wasn't touched. So all the stuff that was still there.
So nobody ever found it. This is the first time they found it.
Here's a summer dream. Here's a summer dream job. Get paid $100,000 to swim in pools in all 50 states in the United States.
Sign me up.
Sign me the fuck up.
There's Biden just posted a job, Biden's campaign to be his meme like director. You get $85,000 to do all his memes on Twitter.
Wow.
Oh,
I'd meme out Trump saying it's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
This is kind of crazy. A solution found for lack of natural vanilla. I've always thought about trying to figure out a business producing natural vanilla. Because vanilla is like a very hard. It's like if you could do it in a greenhouse, it's not easy. But I literally watch videos on how to make vanilla beans reproduce.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they have to have like you have to have like the right temperature and certain.
Yeah, and then you gotta you gotta tickle this and tackle that.
You gotta play
shove something.
You gotta play the right Mozart symphony.
Yeah, it's getting real weird. Okay.
Give it the right core. You gotta get the right age Coors Light.
Yeah.
None of that 04 crap. You gotta get the vintage 2002.
Jeez, you're feeding your vanilla beans Coors Light.
Exactly.
I think that's part of the reason it's not growing, Chris.
You shut your whore mouth over.
All right, we'll leave it on this one. This is
fucking excuse me.
Fucking excuse me. That's how we should after every good feel good story. Fucking excuse me. Virginia teacher retired after 67 years and just left $1 million to her school family.
Fucking excuse me.
That's a good one, boys. And on that beautiful note, we should take 1 second to let's do a moment of
Memorial Day week.
Yeah, take a pause here, moment of silence, as we do. You know, we all have family in well, I don't know if Joe did, but our family.
He had it in the Irish Republic.
Yeah,
the Irish mob.
The Irish mob.
The IRA.
So let's take a moment of silence here. Thank you, because again, we think about this as the start of summer, but in reality, it's really thinking about people who didn't have the choice and were drafted and had to go and fight to kind of keep the world somewhat sane, and we thank them for that. And on that beautiful note, do us a favor, check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Podcast S&P. Like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you did on Memorial Day weekend in the comments below. You can always shoot an email out to Pat and tell him how much you missed him on this podcast at the S&P podcast at gmail.com.
Lie to him.
And on that beautiful note, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your weekend.
Hopefully we'll see you next weekend if we don't die tomorrow. Bye.